Picture yourself on IELTS test day. You walk into the examination room feeling prepared and confident. You know exactly what each section requires because you've trained with the right strategies. You understand what the IELTS examiners want to see, and you've practiced the techniques that truly make a difference. When your results arrive weeks later, you see the band scores you have been working for. That confidence doesn't come from luck or endless practice alone. It comes from understanding what each task tests and using strategies that genuinely boost your performance across all 4 sections. Through our online courses, we've helped thousands of students prepare strategically. When they focus on targeted preparation rather than simply studying harder, their scores can transform dramatically. In this video, I'll guide you through all 4 IELTS General Training sections. You'll discover what the examiners evaluate in speaking, writing, reading, and listening. And you'll learn the strategies that separate Band 6 candidates from Band 7, 8, and 9 candidates. By the end, you'll know exactly how to prepare effectively for IELTS General Training 2026. Let's begin with speaking. This section takes between 11 and 14 minutes and consists of 3 parts. Each part tests different speaking abilities. Part 1 is the introduction and interview. The examiner introduces themselves, checks your identity, and asks general questions about familiar topics such as your home, family, work, or interests. The IELTS speaking examiner wants to see that you can give opinions and information on everyday topics naturally. Answer in complete sentences immediately rather than giving one-word responses. For example, if the examiner asks, "Do you enjoy reading?" don't simply say yes. Instead, develop your answer. Yes, I enjoy reading quite a lot, especially historical fiction. I find it fascinating how authors bring different time periods to life through their characters and storylines. Part 2 is the long turn. The examiner gives you a task card, asking you to talk about a particular topic. You have 1 minute to prepare and must speak for 2 minutes. Here's a crucial strategy. Use your preparation time wisely. Don't write sentences. Instead, jot down keywords and brief notes for each bullet point on the task card. This helps you remember what to say whilst keeping your response natural. For example, if the topic card asks you to describe a memorable journey, your notes could look like this: Thailand, last year, beaches, temples, delicious food, learned diving. These brief notes guide your 2-minute talk without making it sound scripted. Templates are incredibly powerful here. Our IELTS speaking templates include advanced sentence starters that help you show the examiner that your English is advanced. For instance, when beginning your Part 2 answer, you might use this sentence starter from our templates. I'd like to tell you about an experience that holds particular significance for me. This immediately demonstrates that you know advanced vocabulary and can help you boost your band score. The best thing about templates is that you don't have to think about how to start your answer. You simply say the sentence starter and then finish the sentence with your ideas. This approach helps you sound fluent and natural while showcasing advanced language. If you'd like to speak with the same confidence as high-scoring students, check out our IELTS General packages. You'll find all the templates and strategies you need to speak fluently and naturally. The link is just below this video. Part 3 is the discussion. The examiner discusses issues related to the Part 2 topic in a more general and abstract way. This part tests your ability to explain opinions, analyze, and discuss issues in depth. Here's where many candidates struggle because Part 3 requires more complex thinking and language. The questions become more abstract. To excel here, you need to develop your answers fully by explaining your reasoning, providing examples, and showing different perspectives. For instance, when discussing the impact of tourism, you might say, "Tourism has transformed considerably in my country over recent decades. Previously, most visitors came for specific attractions. However, nowadays we're seeing a shift towards experiential travel, where people want to immerse themselves in local culture. Notice the advanced vocabulary, transformed considerably, shift towards experiential travel, and immerse themselves. This level of language is what distinguishes low-scoring answers from high-scoring answers. Now, let's discuss reading. You have 60 minutes to complete 40 questions across 3 sections. Section 1 deals with everyday topics relevant to life in English-speaking countries. You might read notices, advertisements, or timetables. Common question types include matching information, multiple choice, and true or false or not given. The key strategy here is scanning for specific information rather than reading every word carefully. These texts contain practical information, and questions usually ask you to locate specific facts. Section 2 focuses on work-related topics such as job descriptions and training materials. This section consists of 2 passages. Common question types include matching headings, matching information, and sentence completion. Section 3 presents 1 longer text on a topic of general interest. For example, topics might include travel, science, history, or environmental issues. The writing style is more formal than in earlier sections. The most powerful strategy for sections 2 and 3 is to read the questions before reading the passage. This helps you know exactly what information to look for, saving valuable time. When you understand what the questions ask, you can focus your reading on finding those specific details. Time management is absolutely crucial in IELTS reading. You have only 60 minutes for 40 questions, which means roughly 20 minutes per section. Don't spend too long on any single question. If you're uncertain about an answer, make your best guess and move forward. By the way, if you want this channel to keep going, write yes in the comments, click like and subscribe. We only make videos if we see that you actually want to watch. Let's move on to the writing test. This section includes 2 tasks that test different writing skills. Task 1 requires you to write a letter in response to a situation. This could be a formal letter, semi-formal letter, or informal letter. For example, you might write to a landlord complaining about a broken heater, to a friend inviting them to a party, or to your manager requesting time off work. The examiners evaluate whether you use appropriate tone and style for the situation and whether your letter follows proper structure. They also check whether you answer the question completely and use advanced vocabulary and grammar. Here's a crucial strategy. Before you begin writing, make a plan. Identify whether the letter should be formal, semi-formal, or informal based on the relationship with the recipient. List a few ideas for the bullet points you must address and decide what tone is appropriate. For example, if you're writing to complain about a faulty product to a shop manager, you need a formal tone. Your letter might begin like this. Dear Sir or Madam, I am writing to express my dissatisfaction with the product I purchased from your establishment on the 15th of January. This opening immediately establishes the formal tone and states your purpose clearly. In contrast, if you're inviting a friend to your birthday celebration, an informal tone is appropriate. Hi Sarah, I hope you're doing well. I'm writing to invite you to my birthday party next month and I'd love for you to be there. Understanding tone is essential because using inappropriate style can significantly reduce your task achievement score, even if your English is excellent. Now, let's move on to task 2. This task requires you to write an essay of at least 250 words in response to a question or opinion about a general topic. You need to explain your view, give reasons, and support your ideas with examples. The IELTS examiners test whether you can write coherently and use advanced vocabulary and grammar. They also check whether you support ideas with examples and structure paragraphs clearly. Common essay types include agree-disagree questions, discussion questions, and advantages-disadvantages questions. For any essay type, structure is extremely important. To write a well-organized essay, write an introduction that paraphrases the question and states your position. Then continue with the body paragraphs. Each should develop one main idea with supporting details. Finally, write a conclusion that summarizes your main points. Templates are invaluable for the IELTS General Writing Test. Our IELTS writing templates provide advanced sentence starters and clear frameworks for organizing your ideas. For instance, in a discussion essay, you might begin your introduction with this sentence starter. It is considered by some that technology benefits education, whilst there are others who think that it creates distractions. When presenting your first viewpoint in the body, you could use this sentence starter. Supporters of this view may argue that, for instance, digital resources make learning more accessible and engaging. The great thing about templates is that you don't have to think about how to begin your sentence. You simply write the template sentence starter and finish it with your own ideas. If you want to write confidently like high-scoring students, check out our IELTS General packages. You'll find all the templates and strategies you need to write high-scoring answers. The link is below. Finally, let's take a look at IELTS listening. This section has 4 parts, and you'll hear the recordings only once. Part 1 presents a conversation between 2 speakers about an everyday social situation. For example, you might hear people discussing travel arrangements, booking a service, or asking for information. Common question types include form completion, note completion, and short answer questions. The key strategy here is reading the questions before the recording begins. You'll have time to preview the questions, so use those precious seconds wisely. Identify what type of information you need to listen for. Is it a date, time, name, or location? This preparation helps you focus on relevant details, so you don't miss the answers. Part 2 features one person speaking about a topic of general interest. For instance, you might hear a speech about local facilities, a place, or an upcoming event. Common question types include labeling a map or diagram, matching information, and multiple choice questions. An effective technique for Part 2 is following the speaker's signposting language. Speakers often use phrases like firstly, moving on to, or finally to structure their talk. These signal words tell you when the speaker is introducing new information, which helps you track where you are in the questions. Now, let's continue with Part 3. Part 3 presents a conversation between 2 main speakers. For example, you might hear university students discussing an assignment. Common question types include matching speakers to opinions, multiple choice, and note completion. Here's a crucial tip. Pay attention to who says what. Questions often ask about one specific speaker's opinion. Part 4 features one person speaking on an academic subject. This is typically the most challenging part because the topic is more complex. Common question types include note completion, summary completion, and sentence completion. A powerful strategy is predicting answers before you hear them. When you preview the questions, think about what type of word might fit each gap. Is it likely to be a noun, verb, or number? This prediction helps you recognize answers more quickly when you hear them. These are essential strategies for the IELTS General Training Test 2026. Understanding what the IELTS examiners look for helps you prepare strategically and effectively. If you're serious about achieving the IELTS score you need in 2026, check out our IELTS General packages using the link below. We provide step-by-step guidance, complete templates, practice tests, and everything you need to feel confident and prepared on test day. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you're notified when the next video comes out. Also, share this video with your friends so they can improve their IELTS score too. See you in the next video!